There are actually some people claiming that Francis Ngannou is the best heavyweight in the world right now. They are deriding the heavyweight division, saying the current crop of heavyweights are a complete disgrace, and Ngannou is absolutely the man. Now, as far as I'm concerned, this viewpoint is that of absolute casuals. You cannot know anything about boxing whatsoever to be making this assertion. Now, why do I say this? Well, you look at Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury. Usyk has had 3 world heavyweight title fights. Tyson Fury has had 6. And I've been making videos over the past year or so saying that neither one of them could be considered the best heavyweight in the world until they fight each other and become undisputed at a bare minimum. You don't just win one fight and become the best in the division. It doesn't work like that. You need a body of work. You need consistency. You need to show over a period of time, not just become a champion, but beat several of the top contenders. Then we can say you're the best, because any champion can have a bad night and any contender can have a really good night. A couple of examples here. Leon Spinks actually beat Muhammad Ali after only 7 pro fights. This was when Ali was champion, during his second reign as champion. If we scroll down here, you'll see 7th pro fight, beats Muhammad Ali on a split decision over 15 rounds. That was seen as absolutely embarrassing for Ali to lose to a ranked novice like this. Now, yes, Leon Spinks was an Olympic gold medalist, but still only 7 pro fights, and he'd actually had a draw 2 fights previous at a much lower level. And yet he steps in there against Muhammad Ali and beats him after 7 pro fights. It was seen as an absolute shocker. Did that mean that Leon Spinks was the best heavyweight in the world based on that one performance? Obviously not, because he had a rematch with Muhammad Ali right afterwards and lost decisively. Ali beat him on a UD. See, Ali came in out of shape in the first fight. He'd lost an enormous amount of weight in the run-up to the fight in training camp, didn't have his legs about him, got himself in proper shape for the rematch, and made it look easy. So Leon Spinks clearly wasn't the best, having just this one victory over Ali. That was proved quickly. James Buster Douglas, back in 1990, famously knocked out Mike Tyson. Did that make Buster Douglas the best heavyweight in the world? Well, obviously not, because one fight later, in his first defense of the undisputed heavyweight title, he was knocked out in 3 rounds by Evander Holyfield. And he'd been stopped previously in his career, Buster Douglas. He'd had losses that he never avenged. Tony Tucker stopped him. Jesse Ferguson beat him. Mike White beat him earlier on in his career in 1983. He had a draw with Stefan Tangstad, and he was actually beaten by David Bay as well earlier on in his career. Stopped in 2 rounds. And after the Mike Tyson fight and after the loss to Holyfield, he had some health issues, but he came back and eventually lost to Lou Savarese of all people. So clearly, there was never a time when James Buster Douglas was the best heavyweight in the world. But he had a good night in Tokyo against Mike Tyson, and Tyson had a bad night. It happens. It's heavyweight boxing. Another example would be Lennox Lewis. When he lost to Oliver McCall, did that mean Oliver McCall was the best heavyweight in the world? Evidently not. When he lost to Hasim Ratman, was Hasim Ratman the best heavyweight in the world? No. You become the best heavyweight in the world by beating a number of people. At a bare minimum, becoming undisputed. Building up a resume, a body of work. The likes of Muhammad Ali and Lennox Lewis, Lewis had 17 world title fights. And it wasn't until the back end of his career that he started getting acknowledged as the best heavyweight in the world. This is when he was well over 10 world title fights deep. So this idea that Ngannou can just come in having one fight against Tyson Fury, which wasn't even a world title fight, but either way, one fight against Fury and now he's the best in the division, this is silly casual talk. You're exposing yourself as a casual if you're coming out with stuff like this. I've been very vocal in saying that Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk cannot call themselves the best in the division until they at least fight each other and we get a winner from that. Bare minimum. And then we're taking into account the body of work they both have at heavyweight. Tyson Fury, 6 world title fights. Alexander Usyk 3. When they fight each other, that'll be 4 for Usyk, 7 for Fury. So all this getting carried away, look, I'm happy for Francis Ngannou. He's been getting robbed by Dana White for far too many years. I'm glad he's making big money, and maybe he'll be an interesting addition to the heavyweight division. We will see. But all this talk about him being number 1 is ridiculously premature. Just like I said it was premature for Tyson Fury to be declared the best in the division. Very premature. Same for Usyk, same for anybody else. Anyway, I'll leave it there.